Oh, this moment I have waited for ever since I ate that man.
We'll call that 5 to place.
We pick up, I believe, in the morning of the next day after your dinner with Mayor Proudmore.
Yes, the plan was to go to bed and deal with that shit in the morning.
Yes. So you still have to pick up your gold, do Kashek's loan application, and
The curtains.
pick up the curtains. We got them, didn't we?
Yeah.
We got the curtains
The
last
paints. We got the
We got the
And the
paint.
paints, yeah.
She said it was going to take a day for the curtains.
No, I know. I think we left off the next morning. And
We were
you got
doing
the
stuff.
We were
Yeah,
doing
you got the
stuff,
curtains.
Yeah.
Cool. Great.
Yeah. So here we are. You find yourselves on another lovely, splendiferous day in the pleasant city of Veradine. The time is yours. What would you like to do?
Are we going to divide and conquer today, or are we all going to go with Kashek while he...
I think we already had divided and conquered. We divided at least.
Yeah, you two are going to go to
Yeah.
Check's interview. I don't know what we were going to do.
Would you, do we have a curtain delivery to make? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, I guess. You want to go there and then come back and then go back later? That seems silly.
True. Alright. Well, perhaps we can go pick up a gold then?
What a good idea.
Yes.
We wouldn't want to appear city. We have a troll concert to put on.
That's what I'm saying, Kashek.
Yes, you set off back to the jeweler's shop where you left your golden goose egg in order to be melted down. And approaching it again, making your way inside, you again see the gnomish proprietor of the establishment, again tinkering behind the counter, looking up as you make your way inside, again removing his... You told me what it was last time. Loop. A loop?
Yeah.
Yes. He removes it and says, yes, so you've returned. Good news.
Yes.
Good morning.
To you as well. I've got a bit of good news for you as well. And he reaches down behind the countertop and brings out a big sort of sack and slaps it down on the table. That was quite some lump you brought in the other day. It took a bit of doing to break it all down, but I think I've worked it into something a little more changeable for your purposes.
I will open the bag.
Inside of which are several long golden bars. So, all total there, after melting it down and scraping away the particulars, melted down raw materials, what you've got to work with, was about 20,000 worth of gold pieces. I took my cut, as we previously arranged, which leaves 18 for you lot.
Thank you for that.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're quite welcome. Pleasure doing business with you. You come in with any other ludicrous sums of raw materials, please do come my way.
We will.
I mean this as politely as I can. I do hope we do not have to do that.
Yeah, I can dream.
Okay then.
Well, thank you.
Take care, ladies. Don't go bandying about that on the streets.
Yeah. It's in the bag of holding.
Do
For
we
now.
see... So we don't have coins, these are still like bars, but
Yeah,
we
the
can
bars.
trade them for coins.
Yes, each one is worth 2,000.
So we have 9. Okay. Is there anywhere around it looks like they might be able to exchange 2,000 gold pieces for us?
Sure, yeah, there's a moneylender about. It's a hip and hopping city.
Sure.
Well, actually, probably the jeweler would be able to do that, if you really needed. So, we can expedite that process. How many do you want to swap out?
What was our rent payment?
You
2,000.
monkey.
I told you we were gonna need it.
There's a chance they actually might just take bullion as payment. It's probably easier.
Oh,
And my stack.
true.
How are we going to send it?
Is there a courier?
I can take it there.
Right.
Right, but you only have 6 seconds to deposit it. Also, we were told.
I will drop it in this room with the note.
Into...
Whose room? Also, we're not there.
That's true.
Well,
Give me an hour. Think of a better plan.
Kashek might be able to, but I don't know where he would take it.
I'm not entirely sure I like the idea that Kashek gets stuck in the capital for a day.
No, I don't have that.
Is there any kind of like courier?
I don't think Kashek likes it either.
Well, certainly there is, but I don't know if you want to be sending large amounts of money through the mail.
No, yeah, that's...
We've got a rather important payment to make.
They're not gonna come for our kneecaps.
I don't think they're going to come for our kneecaps.
That's also not the only way of travel I have.
Perhaps Kashak can figure something out then.
Also, worst case scenario, I take it, I sleep for 8 hours, and then I come back. It can be done.
Yeah, okay.
We don't need
Always
to.
send more than one payment as a show of good faith as well.
True.
Just
Let's
in
jump
case.
to y'all making your way. Anything first, or making your way to Lord
Aircasters.
Aircasters Mansion?
Let's do it.
You do so, making your way up a winding street to the top of the sort of central hill in Baradine, which you know to be his mansion. It's sort of marvelously wrought. It sort of has those spires coming up out of it with those sort of bulbous pieces to it, sort of like in the Kremlin, except they are made of the blown glass, which Baradine is so very famous for. Walking up to the front door, what would you like to do?
Suppose we'd better go ahead and have a knock. After you, please.
Kashak's very favorite thing.
It's a quick one today.
Quickly wrapping across the door.
How are you dressed?
The same.
But like you didn't, because we had our nice clothes on last night.
Yeah, I think I said I changed out of those. If I didn't, I would have. So he's back in his traveling clothes, which look much the same, but with rougher spun fabric.
Aye.
Less blue.
Yes, as you rap upon the door, after just a few moments, you find Lord Ergaster himself opening the front door, cracking it open a bit. Ah, yes, my pleasure from last night. So good to see you all. Please, do come in.
Very gracious, my lord.
We shall be having our little interview in the drawing room. Please do follow me. And he moves off across the main hall at quite an impressive clip for one so seemingly elderly. Inside is a rich tapestry of many different colors. These sort of eccentricities of these practitioners of the arcane arts on full display here. The floors, ceilings, walls, all of it is cast in stone, but richly colored in sort of a rainbow of shapes across the entire building. And he leads you into sort of a chamber just off to the west, into a very cozy room with a lit hearth, some very plump-looking armchairs, desk sat towards the back of the room with all sorts of twisting and turning little contraptions, whistling and tuning and cranking on top of it, which he settles himself behind. Please, do have a seat. Can I get you some tea?
Tea would be lovely.
Excellent, then. And he claps his hands, and just a saucer with a piping kettle, seemingly floating by itself, appears before you.
Well, that's very nice, my lord.
I am fine. Thank you. That as you wish.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. Now, Kashak, yes?
That is correct.
Are you still interested in receiving a recommendation from me to apply for the position of a transmutation teacher at the college?
I believe I am.
Excellent. I'll make no secret of the fact that I am quite interested in sponsoring you, young Kashak, as the college is always on the lookout for new and exciting blood to populate the rather stodgy annals of the arcane arts. I believe we could both do each other a favor by bringing you in. So, I've come up with just a couple of things. First, of course, I'll need to see some sort of execution of your skill, and I don't wonder if, now, seeing as I cannot conjure it myself, one do wonder if I could see a bit of that most famed druid craft.
Is this him asking for one or two things?
Just one thing right now.
Yeah, he's saying I would like to see an example, this being what I want to see.
Maybe.
Okay. What does he mean? Does he mean any spell?
The cantrip.
I will not be able to perform that, unfortunately.
Well, rather disappointing. Yeah, but no matter. We can may move on to a more concise demonstration. Now, please, Kashak, if you would, and again he claps his hands, and both of your armchairs that you are still sitting in slide to the sides of the room. Please, stand upon the inscription circle, and if you would,
just demonstrate the highest level transmutation spell you can conjure.
Ooh, what is the room made out of?
Stone.
Well, here's the problem, is that the highest one that I even have prepared is meld into stone. So I will do that, I guess.
Great. What does that look like?
Kashek, what's made out of stone walls?
Yes,
And
everything
for-
in this room.
okay.
Yes, the manor is made of stone.
Sure, then he will fall silently into the floor and descend from the ceiling,
Oh,
Nice.
flapping his wings as he gently descends.
Quite. Oh, that was an excellent touch of showmanship to you as well. Yes, I quite appreciate that. Excellent. Thank you for that demonstration, Krishak. Much appreciated. Now, of course, skill alone is not enough to receive a recommendation. I also want to get a sort of round picture of who you are as a caster and will be as a teacher. So, do tell me, young Krishak, what experience have you with teaching?
More than I can list.
Well, concise rundown of some of the, perhaps your most choice roles would suffice.
Not the time to be shy, my friend. Have you heard tell of people who are thought to be lost in the desert, who are found years later? Healthy and mostly sane.
I believe I've heard rumors, stories of such occurrences.
I am the one responsible for those rumors and stories. I am a guide of sorts.
Saving lost souls in the desert. Huh. Very interesting. Well, certainly the stuff to make a very compelling manuscript. But
If you.
and do you then instruct these wayward souls in some way?
Indeed. I attempt to bring them back into balance with themselves. Many of the ones I find in the desert have found their own way there for various reasons. None of them good.
I can't think of many reasons why someone would go wandering into the harsh, bleached desert for merriment.
Very few choose to. Typically you will find ones there who have no other recourse left in the civilized world.
Yes, they do charity work. Yes, they're very appreciable, fascinating, good. Excellent. Next question, Mr. Kasek. What qualities do you believe that you are composed of that will make you an effective, charismatic, and successful teacher?
I have mastered the art of knocking.
Yep. Such as the spell.
No, a much finer calling than that.
Please elaborate.
What's the door made out of? Please tell me there is one.
Yes, there is.
He walks back over to the door and has a little flare with it this time. Rolls back his sleeves and makes eye contact with him and goes 3 grand raps on the door.
He looks to you, Alcyone, a little confused.
Master Kashek has found many aspects of society in the Republic to be particularly intriguing. Not many doors of solid nature to be had in the deserts. And so, to find something so sturdy and so grounded, he finds it connecting in a way. Have you ever tried to knock on a curtain? It does not go very well.
No, I suppose it wouldn't.
Okay,
Bro, fake it till you make it.
give me a persuasion check.
Okay.
And roll to aid.
I'm aiding her persuasion.
Yes.
Okay.
I can't tell if you both have the brain cells or if neither of you do right now.
What did you get, Freddy?
Do I add anything to this?
Either wisdom or charisma.
Oh, cool. Is it a saving throw?
No.
Okay, so then 15.
Roll with advantage.
Yeah. 24.
He looks at you for a moment and then back to you, Kashek. Between you two again.
Well, I suppose an appreciation for the material is necessary in transmutative work, and a metaphor, perhaps. Opening doors, creating communications, building connections.
Precisely.
Ah, yes.
And as you say, my lord, the vast difference in experience in life, outside of the Republic of Arcadia, of course, gives such a different perspective on the world, wouldn't you say?
Ah, yes, I would have to agree. Windows into things we know not yet of. Yes. Very well. I am satisfied. I shall give you a recommendation, young Kashek.
With his wings slur.
Let me just write out here. And he takes a scroll of parchment from out of his desk, claps his hands again, and immediately a pen starts scribbling at high speeds across it. I do say, I think we shall both gain from this little venture of ours, don't you?
I do.
Most excellent. Well then, so everything seems to be in order here. Just one more detail. And he snatches the paper out of the air, lays it on his desk, opens another drawer, and from it pulls a small seal, taking some hot wax and dabbling it onto the parchment, pressing it in, putting that indentation of his own seal on the parchment, and folding it up. For you, my boy. Excellent. Well, do let me know how it goes. Don't forget to visit. I must say, I do quite enjoy your company.
I will make sure to. It has been a pleasure and an honor to make your acquaintance and to make your friendship, I would say, good my lord.
Oh, I would be most glad if I were afforded the chance to call us friends.
Next time we are in Verdine, we will be more than certain to perhaps meet for dinner again, yes?
Ah, yeah, capital. Most excellent. Yes, it shall be.
Wonderful. Well, thank you again. We have long days ahead of us, behest of the crown and all that.
I'm very, very sure you would do. Yes, please do carry on. I won't hold you nay a moment longer.
Good luck, shall we?
Yes.
He almost knocks on the door before he leaves. But he remembers it doesn't have to do with it.
So, you leave the mansion.
Going well.
Yes, far better than expected.
You know, me too. You did very well as we're walking away.
Well, thank you. I'm not the best with words, but I try.
You said just enough, and I think little enough.
Anymore! Have you ever been a teacher?
Boring.
Now, Kashek, don't give the old man all your backstory. Whatever will you never tell our party members? Well, let's get back to the other two, shall we? Perhaps they've found our piles of gold.
So, heading back into the center of town, meeting up together once again. The time is yours.
Let's do it.
Well, we needn't be worried about a mortgage payment.
You mean to keep the...
Yes.
Alright, yes.
That's all right.
Awful, you don't need to know about it.
I've sort of heard of a thing that you don't own the house immediately. You pay someone who's wealthier to, over time, own it.
But then you will own it eventually after like 30 years. But I think ours is not going to be so long.
No, we have quite a good bit of coin for that.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of which, what did it come out to? Perhaps not say that loud. Never mind.
Right. Yeah.
Telepathically, what did it come out to?
18,000.
Shit.
I mean, do we want to find some place to secretly split it up amongst ourselves, or do we trust Surrie?
Why don't we...
To hold on to it, is all I'm saying.
Sorry, you spent 18,000 gold on puppies?
But they're so cute.
What are we gonna do?
We get to
Puppy
the
circus.
concert. We get to the concert. We just look over and Surrie inexplicably has a very, very fancy set of new boots. And she's just like,
But I've got a new coat actually.
Surrie, are you wearing the...
The Chanel boots. Yes, I am.
Do we feel like that's a today problem we need to solve, is making that payment, or should we wait?
I don't think we should send that large an amount of gold through the post.
No, nor do I.
That's just me.
I'm with you on that one. I think either one of us makes the trek in some fashion, or we find someone trusted to do so, perhaps in Malorn, or an emissary of the crown or something like that can do the same while we're there.
Is there a royal courier service?
How do you mean?
Like, you said that there were couriers available.
Mm-hmm.
Are they under the protection of the crown? Because that's a different ballgame entirely.
Good question.
Or is it?
Yeah, that would be one of the things. Safety on the road, that
we
would
might
be
go
one of
that
the
route.
things that fall under Republic duties.
We
Yeah.
might be able to get the package insured. If it gets stolen, we get reimbursed with money.
Good.
I thought, but I totally said it in my voice.
Right. We can also write Miss Seraphine a letter and explain that we are far from the capital and we can pay more next month.
I think that'd be wise to do so. In any case, I don't think we should try and send it or ship it off until we reach Malorn.
Right, so a different day's problem then.
Yes.
You know what I was asking.
However, I believe Kashek had his eyes on something, if that's still of your interest.
It is.
Oh, yes, of course. Yes, we could go pick something up.
We might go get that shit.
Yes.
Yes. You head back to the armorers, and again you see the woman that you met yesterday. She looks up, recognizing you as you make your way back inside. Had more time to think about the shield then, have you?
Yes. I would like to purchase
Yeah, right you are. Let me fetch it for you. She gets up, goes into the back again, and brings it back out. The shield, as you remember it, kind of little tassels hanging off the three corners of it. Arrow catching, yes?
it. Yes.
Right. I believe 5 is what we agreed on.
1,000.
Yes.
So, 1,800 total.
We each get
Or 18,000 total.
We each get 4,500. Each of
Yes.
us.
So, yes, then I will be left with, that was easy, 5,000 gold.
Arrow shield.
Yeah.
The system works.
Yeah.
Anything else you'll be needing? It's a pleasure doing business.
So we're going to say we split up the bars evenly?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
That does still function as a normal shield as well.
It does.
Yep. +2, and an additional +2 against ranged weapons.
All ranged weapons.
All ranged attacks.
Attacks. Even spells.
Ranged attacks, baby.
Interesting.
Unless they're saves, of course, which does
Yeah.
nothing.
Shall we go pick up a chandelier thingy and some curtains?
Curtains you have.
Curtains we have, you're so right.
Let's go speak to our friend Evie.
You Wilman.
That's the one.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to the glass menagerie.
Glass
Glass guards. That's the
I
You were in
How
that
do
play.
we plan on carrying this?
Careful.
All of us like
Bag?
we're going.
Yeah, I was like, how big is this?
you don't know yet.
Yeah, we don't.
We get old Dwarfman Boatman.
Garrett?
Garrett. Probably a bit of a bitch and a half to carry by a flight. Maybe it'll fit in the bag.
Mayhem. We'll find out.
Yeah.
As you make your way to the glass
To the
garden.
glass gardens.
Hey, Lily.
Glass gardens.
You do. You make your way there. There's the usual sort of tourists that you saw yesterday, kind of milling in and out. So the ones going in, excited looks on their faces. The ones coming out, chatting excitedly to those they are with about the wonders that they dazzled upon inside. And you make your way into the lobby, and you see the person at the desk and an exact copy of them behind the desk. Seems she's up to her old tricks again. But as she looks over, seeing all of you enter in, she drops the facade and again assumes her changeling form, gives a big grin and waves you over.
Good afternoon there, Evie.
I was hoping I'd see you again. You got something for me?
We do, Kashek. That handy little, there you go.
No, I was pausing for dramatic.
Oh,
He
excellent
slides it out
dramatic
of his, yeah, he slides it out of his robe sleeve.
She picks it up, unrolls it unceremoniously, and just sort of holds it by the one corner where the wax seal is set down in the bottom, and inspects it over. I'll be damned, that is his, isn't it?
As is the preceding text, if that helps whatsoever.
Oh, that? Shh. As I said, really all I'm after is this. And she tosses the rest of the letter into the open hearth. Oh, sorry, you weren't hoping to be sentimental about that, were you?
I'm not entirely sure what it even says.
Excellent. Right, well, as agreed, I believe I owe you 1 chandelier, yes?
Seems you do.
Right. I had the blokes lay it out for you. And she points over to the corner in which there sits a massive
Good grief, it's huge!
Well,
Does anyone have shrink
Oh, actually,
chandelier
I can
prepared?
hold it for 10 minutes as long as it's less than 3,000 pounds.
Hope it's all you ever wanted.
actually do have reduce.
Yeah!
Oh wait, it might have to be a creature. I think we've gone over this.
Oh,
Let me look.
you can't reduce someone's pants.
I don't think so.
Large
I think we went
reduce.
over this and it has to be a creature. Or
Excuse me. No, that's
Choose
not
either a creature or object.
Oh!
That is neither worn nor carried.
wonderful.
How long does it last?
So no, you
Uh,
can't
who
reduce
doesn't?
pants.
It lasts for up to 1 minute.
Run!
Okay, could we reduce it and then put it into the bag?
It'll
explode.
Yeah.
It's not an anti-magic bag.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Could
I can
we
just
run?
continually cast it. I mean, it's only a 2nd level spell.
Or could you...
Yeah, but it's going to take, you have to go to the docks, get the boat, get across the river.
Is there a tree around here?
If it's
And
small,
do you
you can
remember
fly.
seeing a tree on the island?
So, I couldn't fit it through the tree, probably.
Oh, okay.
So first off, if you were to
No,
give this
reduce it, take it through the tree.
As long as they're both on concentration.
Well, one of them is.
Yeah. So first off, if you had to give this a size category right now, what would it be?
Large.
Oh. I mean, literally how far are we away from the island as the crow flies?
As the crow flies.
Or the owl?
Or the owl.
Considering that
How fast do owls fly?
if I dash, I can go 100 feet per second.
6.
6 seconds.
10 minutes?
Reduce it, take it through a tree.
Sure hope we don't get into combat later.
Yeah, that's...
Nope, can't. Unless I forgot to...
You haven't cast any... Oh, yeah, you have cast.
Yes, I have.
Ah,
I went to see it work, so couldn't get there until tomorrow.
Today?
no, it wasn't today.
That was last
Or was
night.
that last night?
Mm-hmm. That was yesterday. Wait, no, did we send the letters this morning?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
Or was this
Oh,
shit.
okay.
My bad.
Well,
Sorry,
so
guys.
we can. The 4 of us together can manage that.
If it's only large, we actually probably can. I thought it was
Yeah.
gonna be bigger than that.
How are we going to get a boat?
If the 4 of us can carry something, the 4 of us can fit on a boat, we can get there on the sloop. I think we'll be okay. Let's
All right.
go get ourselves. Let's see if we can find Garrett. Let's see if we can. Well, as we're finding him, I can at least manage it from here, and I will. I will hold out my hands, and you'll see my tattoo move very slightly out of the corner of your eye, perhaps at most. And the entire chandelier will telekinetically levitate for the next 10 minutes. Let's go to the docks. I've got this for now.
Great.
Oh, that's a shame. I was sort of hoping to watch you work up a sweat.
I'm sure you were. I don't blame you, but I'm not exactly the kind of girl to do heavy lifting.
Only too true. Me neither. That's why I had you go get this little number. Well, good luck to y'all. Enjoy your... well, whatever you're all up to.
You should come out tonight. Might be interesting.
And where exactly am I going out to?
Oh.
Oh, you haven't heard?
There's gonna be a bit of a concert in the town marsh. Singing trolls.
Singing trolls, is it? Well, I'll try anything once. I'll just put on something pretty. And she shifts to be an exact copy of you, Alcyone.
Alcyone maybe like scuffs her sandal. Just like for a second. We need to go.
And you go.
It doesn't last forever. Let's go. Come on, let's go.
None of us
Would
was
that be
saying.
gay or would that be masturbation?
I mean, I think both of you
There's
just
no
kind of
wall
implied
against
that
it
you're
being
both
both.
bottoms, so there's a problem here inherently.
Tune in tonight.
Tune into the troll concert.
In a pinch.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
If Mr. Man is skipping around anywhere, I'm just going to direct him politely to stay away from outside his feet.
He does so.
Okay.
Okay, how long is telekinesis last?
10 minutes. Enough for us to probably get to the boat. Is
Yeah,
my
that'll
hope.
get you to the docks.
That's-
Yeah, for sure. So you make your way. What?
Alcyone, where's the chandelier?
Oh, is that what that...
Do I need to go back and talk to her for another one? I can do that.
Is that what that huge shattering noise was there?
Sorry, I was...
Thinking about something?
No.
Oh, I did hear a man crushed to death behind me a few miles back.
Now you mention it.
Is that what that was?
She's absent-minded. She's like,
We just didn't mention it because it wasn't relevant to our show.
it wasn't.
Oh, and there are 2 dead bodies. Under a chandelier.
The next arc begins in Veradine how to cover up the murder.
We're never leaving!
Alright.
Well, I'll help you cover up the murder, but I need a letter of recommendation.
I'd like to be a genius.
You can have a letter of recommendation, you can go to dinner first.
Okay, so
Anyway.
you troll concert in river. You make your way to the docks.
Do attend!
That's the name of the episode. It's gotta be 210.
Yes, so you make your way to the docks. You looking for Garrett again? Your dwarven ferryman?
If he's
Yes.
doing literally nothing else besides ferrying us back and forth to the marsh.
He's T-posing in the boat till we get close enough to draw distance.
We've already got a relationship with
We
him.
zoom into a conversation. Oh, shit!
Yes, so you do find him. And he in fact, he's, as you're approaching, he's sort of sat in his sloop with an apple in one hand, his glasses kind of sliding down his nose. He seems to be reading a book or something. And he sort of hears the clamber of you telekineticing this chandelier through the docks. In fact, I'm sure this comes as a surprise, but you're receiving a lot of strange looks as you move through the docks with an enormous floating chandelier.
Troll concerts in river. Sunset tonight!
Oh no, it's too good. Are you telling people about the troll concert as you go?
We haven't done any
attention.
We haven't done any advertisement thus far. The mayor knows. She knows, but
Okay, so if you actually are doing that, give me a persuasion check as you make your
I
way.
would love
Just
to.
one as you make your way through town.
this requires a big dice.
I've also got Skywrite locked and loaded for whenever we want to do that.
Troll!
Nice.
30!
Do attend!
Do attend!
Come along, rats!
Out of the city, please!
Must attend opera.
The sensation in the town is what I imagine the day after Shrek first came.
Chaos!
Everyone is humming All-Star to themselves. Really fucking excited about a troll concert.
Michael Eisner's humping everything in the streets.
We're gonna come back to Veradine in a month.
Effigies of Katzenberg.
We're gonna go back to Veradine in a month and he's gonna be the mayor.
Good. Good. We love
I
you.
applaud the point. No fire.
No fire, please. Okay, alright.
Yep, I got you.
He sees you coming and says, this weird shit just always happens to you for.
Constantly.
Yes.
This is more benign as it goes.
We haven't even been inside of anyone today.
All right.
The night is young.
Seren.
We're gonna want to gloss over that.
We'll talk outside in a few hours.
That doesn't make much sense to me.
That That is a big chandelier. That's right.
Stop!
Can I get you to the... You're bringing an enormous chandelier to a swamp.
The
Yeah.
troll asked us to.
The troll who sings opera asked you to bring a chandelier to a swamp.
It's really probably easier if you just come and see what happens on your own.
The concert's not till later, so you don't have to worry about ferrying these people. But you might make a bit of coin
Mm-hmm.
carrying them to and fro.
Oh, if you'd like to be the official ferryman, you could probably,
Now that's something that makes sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
All right, saddle up. Go into the swamp with your chandelier to meet your troll.
I will lower it onto the boat.
the boat sinks immediately.
How much can
It's a
it?
sloop!
How much can it hold?
It's made out of glass, the chandelier.
It's mostly glass.
All right, I just you set out across the river again, and before too long are pulling into the now familiar sandy shore of the town marsh.
I will now, once again, cast telekinesis on the thing, levitate it. Let's go meet the man of the hour.
You wanted me to hang around and ferry back?
If that's alright, we'll be very quick this time.
At this point, I'm far too invested. I just need to see where this ends up.
Great.
We hope everyone agrees with you. We really do.
He looks at the microphone menacingly.
Yes, all right. You're here.
Alright.
What would you like to do?
Let's go find our man.
For fun and flavor, just because it's a weird enough day already,
Mm-hmm.
Might as well have.
Alcyone gonna just sing a very brief aria as we make our way towards something appropriate, not that's something that's light. She would know.
Sure. Give me a performance check.
Gladly. The big one did good things for me, so that means it's going to fail me this time.
Why'd you speak that into the universe?
It's okay, it's still a 17.
What the fuck?
17.
Expertise, my friend.
Alright, like it doesn't look like much, but his modifiers are so big, dude.
It's a plus 13, baby.
Hey-oh. So as you make your way up the sandy shore to the northern tip of the island, where you know Bartrolli's house to be, hovel, and you sing as you make your way along the river, and as you draw closer and closer to the north end of the island, you hear Bartrolli's voice join in harmony to yours, completing the aria as you make your way back to his little camp.
And as we approach, I will sort of dip a little curtsy and gesture forward
The massive chandelier.
the massive chandelier.
So as you come back upon his little hideaway here, it's very apparent that he has been very busy at work. Much of the brush and shrub that once came right up to the water's edge has been just demolished, yanked right up out of the ground. And in fact, the ground of the island now seems to be sort of just a mulchy, tumbly mess, but much of the brush is cleared away, seemingly having been tossed and thrown down into the river. You also see a construction of driftwood. Undeniably, though rather small and humble, but still undeniably in the fashion of a proscenium stage. He's also been very hard at work with the paint.
Hard at work.
I won't say it's elegant.
He got very big brushes.
You got him a lot of different colors, so the stage is mostly brown now.
It's okay.
Um,
Well, that's the color that a lot of stages are, so that's good.
So either way.
Sat towards the back of the stage seemed to be what, it crudely fashioned out of yet more driftwood, seems to be an approximation of a tree, which is just a plank of wood with some brush and bramble stuck on top of it, and at your best guess, a castle looming in the background that he is seemingly also put together as set dressing. It's charming in a childish, fanciful way.
That's why we're all here.
And he stands upon the stage. As you sort of bring the massive chandelier around, you see his teeny tiny little troll eyes go as wide as they possibly can. Oh. May more. This. And he sort of stumbles his way towards it. Is more beautiful than Bartrolli ever could have hoped. Truly, I am blessed when you came to my island.
We want to see you succeed, Bartrolli.
You are most kind. But how will we hang such a monstrous and masterful work of glass?
So I thought about that. Normally you'd use strong ropes, cables of that sort. Don't know if there's many vines of promising nature on this little marsh of yours.
I could have found something in the brush.
Might be the best.
Yes, I'll find. Please, my producers, walk the stage. Enjoy.
We'll get the feel for it.
Excellent, excellent. And he trundles off.
Is there something to hang the curtains from?
Yeah, it is set up proscenium style.
Yeah, I'll help Surrie hang this curtain. Or I'll just hang this curtain.
Hang the curtain up on the proscenium stage. Great. It's too big, it's hanging against the bottom of it, but they look quite fine nonetheless.
Great. Whatever. Always do their own thing.
This could go incredibly poorly tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes.
I don't think that's a loss if it does.
No.
There was always that. Well, hold on.
I'm sure Alcyone is going to have a great night either way.
Incredibly. We'll unpack that later. Incredibly poorly for him, or for us, or for the mayor.
Yes.
I don't think he'll have a bad time. I think he's going to enjoy himself no matter what.
And that's all I really care about.
What if they bore?
That's when we have a problem.
That's when I have a bad night, and that's what I'm worried about.
Well,
But, you know,
Yeah, you hang up the curtains as Bartrolli again comes tumbling out of the brush and bramble, holding more sticks and twigs and driftwood and what seems to be like vines from the sort of inner workings of the swampy island. He comes out and says, "Oh,
Just the color I pictured. My friends, I will work to construct something to hang the massive, wonderful you have brought me. Please, do go back to town and enjoy your day, and I will see you at the performance tonight."
Remind me again how big this island is, like side to side.
pretty small."
Okay.
Yeah,
You
it's
can
just in
see
the middle
other
of the
side
river.
from.
Well, you can't because of the brush, but
Okay.
if it was
flat.
cleared away, you could, yeah.
Okay.
has he put this? Is this sort of like on the shore, kind of?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. I'm imagining like North Shore. Is that-
Yes, correct. Yeah, it's kind of like, it's almost like teardrop shaped, the island, if you were to look down from above.
Which
And
would
the
make
north.
sense.
Yeah, right. Yeah. And yeah, he's at the north edge of it, where he set his stage in his little hovel.
Please be careful with that, it's very heavy.
Bartrolli is very strong.
I can see that, and please be careful of the same. That's all.
We've been already spreading the word, and the town seems quite intrigued.
Really?
Yes.
They are excited to come and see Bartrolli.
As excited as they could possibly be.
I will give them a show. They will never forget.
We shall see you this evening then, my friend.
I hope that's not foreshadowing.
I am so excited. Yes, and now leave me to my work, and please enjoy, my friends. I see you tonight.
Let's go back to Garrett.
Yes. What would you like to do?
I think I have some pamphlets to write in the sky.
So yeah, you've got a few hours till the concert. Is there anything anyone would like to accomplish?
Is Mr. Guy still muddy as all hell from yesterday?
Oh yeah, he's always muddy these days.
Oh man, I'm gonna give him another bath.
Okay, you go about to do so. He's very resistant.
Why are you being like this?
To bathing damage?
Yes, to bathing damage.
Two splishy splash
He keeps like, every time you pick him up, he throws his little legs out to all sides and starts squirming and writhing.
You'll come it in mud, and I'm gonna scratch his little beak part where he likes it.
It's like, he's trying to wriggle his way away because he knows what's coming.
Okay, well then belly scratches while he's under there.
He starts batting his little paws against your hand, but he just can't resist the belly scritches at the end of the day.
There we go. It'll be over fast, I promise.
Once he's in, he's fine.
Yeah.
I'm going to go back to the glass gardens and see if I can get a tour without paying.
Oh.
Of
Just up to glass gardens.
Are you going by yourself? Or?
Is that what she calls it?
Does anyone else feel like visiting the glass gardens again?
Oh, you're
No,
going
but
back there?
did you want to go by yourself?
I think so. It's best to study certain arts alone.
You're alright.
Well, I'm pointing, I'm just ducking him a little bit. I'm very busy.
I can't be bothered.
Good luck.
Thanks. See you this evening.
It's the
I'll
one-
meet you on the island, don't worry.
So back to Glass Gardens you go.
Yeah.
A little quieter now, in the middle of the day. Everyone's out at lunch. You walk in, and you see her again, one elbow on the countertop, reading a book, and she looks up as you walk in, and she sort of snaps the volume shut and lays it down on the counter without removing her cheek from her hand, elbow on the table. Now, I thought you had a big fancy troll concert you set up.
Our part's done, and there's many hours to go until the show starts.
Many hours, you say?
Hmm.
What does one do with so many hours?
I was thinking, I had an idea after all.
Not all ears.
What about a private tour from an expert? Personally.
The gardens, you mean?
Of course.
Well, let me just check our logbook. And she flips through a little calendar she brings up from behind the desk. Ah, wouldn't you know? We have just such an opening this afternoon. And a very, very feisty tour guide to lead you through.
Imagine my surprise.
She knows all the quiet places in it. All the little secret ones.
Ah. I'm sure they're artistically interesting.
Oh, the most interesting you've ever come across.
Then lead on, if you would.
And she throws open the little gate on the desk and kind of invites you through the back entrance.
I want to.
You do so.
And she just leaves instead.
I just wanted to see if I could.
Good enough for me!
Check. Got him!
Alcyone still got it.
You again enter and have yet another just very fine, all in all, a pleasant afternoon. At the Glass Gardens. It's a pleasant afternoon in the Glass Gardens.
I say, but you look quite
Orange this afternoon.
It's the sunset. Tieflings are reflective, you know.
It's the sunset.
the moon is up.
It's the moonset.
Should have a lingering sunset these days.
We get that out here outside of the desert.
Astrologically, you wouldn't know much.
Alcyone, the back of your skirt is kind of up in your belt.
Yeah, that's the fashion.
Saucy. Anything else anybody wants to get done?
I'm making a message.
Okay. Go ahead.
Why just say it like that? She's very excited.
Buddy.
Go for it.
How long until we have the concert?
After you got back to the city, let's say it was midday or just after. So
Oh, the sun's all the way in the center of the sky. I'll wait until the evening then.
okay. Yeah. We'll say the concert was meant to be set just at sunset.
No. I'll skywrite an hour before the concert is set to begin.
Great. What do you write?
Oh, we're just gonna fast forward?
Oh, well, do what?
I didn't want to.
Do
If
as
you
you
guys
want.
want to do anything,
Well, yeah, but if you want to do all of yours,
we'll reverse time.
This is what we're doing.
Okay, yeah, we can hop around time in these sort of like downtime spaces.
Yeah,
time
yeah.
is liminal.
Oh, well, let's just take a look here. I just want to make sure that I don't overstep the bounds of my spell.
I believe it's 10 words.
That would be really funny.
Look, that's plenty of room for what I...
Oh, yeah.
Patrol concert in river. Do
Do it then.
Yeah.
Revising in my head.
But.
Oh, is this a sound
Kushak was gonna write, esteemedest citizens, please do.
What's the thing? What's the Futurama joke where he's like, damn it, one rock short, and he's like writing
Yeah,
over and it
it's-
zooms out. Please do help if I could get some assistance. It's like,
It's
I'm probably wondering.
I'll never.
You can cause up to 10 words to form in a part of the sky you can see. The words appear to be made of cloud and remain in place for the spell's duration, which is concentration for an hour. Strong wind can disperse the clouds and then the spell early. You can also ritual cast it without using a spell slot.
Ooh, let's do that then. That'd be
So just
sexy.
take an extra 10 minutes on top of that one action.
Yeah.
10 minutes.
One action is actually really good for that. Because if you're in a fucking pickle, you can... Help, please! My god, my balls! Ouch, ouch, my balls!
That was exactly it. That boy's a natural. Meant to be a bard. What you got?
Please attend the magnificent Bartrolli's opera.
Hootenanny.
Hootenanny?
If I hyphenated this, it's still one word.
I think it's only got 4 letters.
Hootenanny's one word.
All out.
No.
Hoot and any.
Please attend the Magnificent Bartrolli's Opera in lovely Veradine Island. I wanted to leave for please, but I ran out.
I think they'll know what that means.
Can I use like the dregs of the clouds to like start a nub pointing to the island?
You can end concentration early, then cast it again.
Yeah. No.
Veradine Island.
Lovely Veradine Island. There's an island. They're gonna know.
Yeah.
Damn it, there's an inn called the Veradine Island.
We know they call it town hall.
Well, you were telling people where it was. Yeah, Jan, as you were making your way through town. With...
troll concert in River Tube.
I was gonna say, this is barely necessary. The entire fucking scene just
have-
had my control.
We have told the mayor,
eyes were
and
once
she
the
did
same.
say she was doing
That's
things.
true. That's true. Okay.
Who said who was doing what?
In common. The mayor, presumably.
Oh, yeah.
He writes in an air
I
comment.
was expecting you to do it in troll, but... Yes. All right. Fantastic.
Deep speech.
Anybody else? Anything else?
Yes.
What you
Well, I think Seren asked this already before. There's not like a bookshop in this town.
Sarah was asking specifically about, like, academic texts or, like, stuff on the history of the elves, I think. There is, like, a bookstore.
Okay. I'll go there.
Okay, you do so. It is called Between the Vellum, and as you walk in, it's a nice cozy spot. Not as cramped as Vasili's volumes back in the capital. Much more open floor plans. Yep. There are a couple people in comfortable-looking chairs, sipping on cups of tea, reading books all about. And as you walk in, it seems to be a young half-elven boy comes up to you and says, "Evening, miss. Is there anything I can help you with?"
Yes, actually, I was wondering, do you have anything in the way of nonfiction at all?
Non-fiction? Well, but of course it's a particular topic you're interested in.
Yes, the Feywild?
Very well. Well, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I'm afraid that most of what is written about the Feywilds is fiction. It's hard to distinguish between fiction and non-fiction when it comes to that place. But let me show you what we have.
Great.
And he brings you back to sort of where the geography section meets the, for lack of a better term, the YA section.
That's my favorite section.
Suzanne Collins, good for her.
Places where to have love triangles.
Anything we have on the Feywilds will somewhat be found somewhere on these shelves. Is there anything else I can do for you?
I think that's all, thank you.
Excellent. Happy browsing. And he makes his way. What are you looking for in particular?
I don't know, maybe like entities thereof?
Yeah, alright. Give me an investigation check.
Okay.
Ghoulies or ghosties or we student beasties?
Little green ghouls.
21.
21 you say. Loading.
I used my flower die, so.
Oh, inappropriate. Did you tell Trevor about a new set of dice?
No.
Just for this
I did.
occasion?
No.
Being a warlock?
Oh, did you really?
I did. They've got little flowers in them.
God, that's amazing! I love that.
Little flowers for the little flower.
Okay, you find a lot of it's unhelpful. Most of it is books of fairy tales. You do, however, find one which looks halfway reputable that has, it's called Seelie in the Summer. It seems to be an accounting of somebody's best guess at the hierarchy of the summer court.
Kashek's like, that's cute.
I wrote it. What the fuck?
Hey, that can't be the same.
It's got a picture of him.
There's lots of
He's got the turtleneck on in the back.
He's got to have a brother.
Oh yes, that's Kashek with the K.
Okay. Can I skim through it a little bit?
Uh-huh. Yeah. What do you look? I mean, I know you gotta tell me though.
I don't know. Anything seem familiar in there?
Gonna make a call about this guy.
Sorry.
No, it's good. How long would you like to spend here in this bookshop?
What
Got a
time?
few hours.
An
Till
hour.
the Okay, great. You peruse through the book. Of course, most of it, is taking best guess at some of the details of the inner circle of the summer court, Queen Titania, King Oberyn, etc., etc., etc. There's members of the outer circle, which you go through, and then it gets into a section where it talks about some more antagonistic denizens of the Feywild. And as you begin to approach this section, you turn a page, and then it snaps back. And you go to turn that page again. Once more, it snaps back. You go to try one more time. The page rips out of the book, folds itself up into a paper airplane, doinks off your forehead, and then flies out one of the open windows of the bookshop. You pause there for a moment, a little stunned, until all of the pages
I get your
of
point.
the
I
book.
get your point. I want to whisper it. I get your point. I get it.
The tearing stops, but the pages settle like autumn leaves around you. And the little half-elf boy again comes around one of the corners to look at you. I'm going to have to ask you to pay for that.
Yep, I will. Sure.
Will this do 500 gold?
Like a bar.
Say what you will about Dumbledore, Minister. He's got style.
I was kind of hoping it was just the one page that did that. She kept looking. I'll never find it.
It's 3 gold.
Great.
Anything else?
Fine. Sorry. You said you were busy. Yeah.
How you doing on those ice and shadow or light and shadow?
Yeah. Actually, wanna write a letter to Arena. Also.
Oh, okay. Great.
What?
In front of her salad?
Right in front of my salad? Maybe Seren would like to talk to Arena too. But then
Write your own letter.
You're allowed to write letters.
you have the paper.
Ask me for paper.
And miserly she is with it too. Tight-fisted hand at the grindstone, Surrie.
We've been to a post office before, right? You guys, somebody sent a letter earlier.
We sent
yeah?
letters to Hyros.
That was it. Yeah.
That was earlier.
I sent a letter to Doric.
Right,
to
right.
Milivage.
And you guys did,
Right.
you guys did send a letter. From here, I think.
In Eberron, we accessed postage.
Oh, is that what I'm thinking?
No. We sent a letter to Hyros.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure all 3 of you did.
I
Or at least you two
sent
did.
letters to Hyros.
Okay, yeah.
I asked about Barovia. They said no. I gave it to Kashek to give to Dwarf.
That's right.
That's it. Yep, that's it. Yes, that was the first day we were here. You
Yep.
yelled it.
We're just gonna hang a bell on that tree.
Yeah, right.
Because Shek's gonna come through a little post hat on it.
So yeah, you make your way back to the post office, which has the what do you call those thingies on the top of it? The wind
vane?
Wind vane, yes, on top of it, pointing off in the 4 cardinal directions.
Well, I was just going to write it
Oh, okay.
and hold on to it
Oh,
until,
sure.
I don't know.
As you wish.
I'll see.
As you wish. What's it about?
Just going to say, hi, it's been a while. Just checking in to see how you're doing. We miss you. Hope everything's going all right in Barovia. We've been busy. Hope to talk to you soon. Sorry.
P.S. Has Dwerg tried to kill you?
I don't know. I don't know that he wants to kill her.
If you're reading this, don't
Fuck
kill
you.
her.
You're intercepting my letter.
No, wait. I think
Or stop reading my letters. I mean it.
No, I think that we do know that Dwarf wants to kill Arena because I think that she told us that she's like,
She did. She
Oh,
did.
yeah.
She told
Absolutely.
me.
Yeah.
she's like, oh, by the way, Dwarf wants to kill me, as if he could.
Yeah.
And we were like, that was very sexy of you.
He thinks the same.
So yeah, I'll write that and I'll just keep it.
Okay, great. Awesome. Anything else? Did you wanna?
Sure, we can play that out.
If you like, only if you want.
No, I don't think I will.
Great, let's not then.
Not for the sake of being secretive, just, you know.
No, I don't think I will.
That's alright, then
Right.
once we're there. We're
Yeah.
coming.
That is absolutely your right.
Cool.
Okay, fantastic. Anything else? Okay.
Put on my fancy clothes again for the big premiere.
Gotta have dinner for you.
And also dinner.
You do so at your lodgings.
I'll meet up with you back at the inn for dinner. What's the inn called again?
Awesome Scotties. No. Tin whistles.
Tin Whistles! Yeah. We'll meet back up with the gang for dinner.
You do so.
Alone.
With the gang.
No, but
Are you
came
coming in alone?
Yeah.
Alright.
Absolutely she is.
That's a weird question. Where else would I be?
Oh yeah, I'll sign it. The one to catch feelings immediately.
That's not what I was thinking.
Can I make
I just want to bother my sister.
Can I make an insight check?
When I walk in, sure.
What activities did you get up to last night?
You gonna smell it on her?
With a 14?
You were inciting me?
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps a bit rosier of the cheek than you usually see her, but you've seen her that way once or twice before.
I don't think anything of it then.
No, you wouldn't, would you?
No, there are reasons for that. Would you like to have me
That's
start?
alright. That's okay, Virgin. That's alright. Oh, no! That was Ian.
Damn.
I'm working on it!
He's rolling around in your plate.
Yeah, I know.
Alright, here's the owl, here's the boyfriend. Yeah. Alright, here's the owl, here's the boyfriend.
Yeah, I walk in and sit down for dinner with you.
What do you guys talk about at dinner?
How was your day?
It's nice. There are a few pieces of the glasswork that we passed over on our first trip there.
I'm not sure.
Evie knows a great deal about it. Of course, it's her curated collection. Makes sense.
Of course.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if she's on her way to the Mages College if we'll run into her again.
Possible. We may want to be careful about coming in Veradine next time, just with our, betrayal of trust of one of his most esteemed members of society.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, well, just a thought.
I'm careful everywhere we go. I don't know why you're looking at me.
I'm not. Not in particular. I can look at you if you'd like.
Kashek, that was excellently done. I saw it in the sky earlier.
Oh.
You call it possum.
What is it?
No,
Why is
I don't know if you want to keep rolling for it, but like,
that's fine. We can assume.
he doesn't need perfect.
You don't need to make possum checks.
Yeah, yeah.
That's fine.
You call it a small mammal.
You got
it. Yeah.
Yeah, the boy has his front paws up on the side of your seat and is sniffing at the carcass of your pup.
You don't.
Haunch.
Oh!
You don't need to beg for it. We don't feed you, you know.
But he's cute when he begs.
Well, I wouldn't know.
Oh, babe.
Alright.
What do you prefer? You don't eat meat, so.
In front of my boss.
I do eat meat.
Wait, you think all monks are
I always
vegetarians?
assume that about her. That's like... it's not the first time you said that.
Sorry, there's a different universe somehow merging in my brain. Don't know which one it is,
I'm
though.
not a vegetarian in any universe.
And that's why
I
it's
think any of
fucked
us
up.
are.
That's why it's fucked up.
Great.
Well, you can give him some more, if you please. Thank you, Kashek.
Leg.
He just swallows the whole thing.
Yeah.
Oh.
Does he hack up pellets?
Yeah.
Ah,
I mean, depending on what he eats, but yeah.
sure, okay.
If he's eating possum legs, he will. Yes.
Yeah.
The sun begins to set, and the time of the concert draws close. As you're finishing your dinner, who should walk in but the mayor?
Mm.
Mayor Proud.
Mhm.
Ah, my fine associates. I wondered if you wouldn't want to accompany me to the town marsh in my private boat.
Oh, well, do you think Garrett will be able to figure things out by himself?
I think he's probably got a good bit of business going on already, if he's lucky.
I should think so. You got caused quite a ruckus tonight. The whole town seems to be on the move. I don't know if they're all fit on the island.
Find out. We'll be glad to accompany you, Lady Mayor.
Yes, thank you.
Well, we best make sail before all the good seats are taken, shall we?
True enough.
Scoop. Right. Let's go.
Is she dressed fancily?
To the nines.
Oh, dear.
Yep, like she's going to an actual opera.
I did not.
She is going to an actual opera. You know what
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah.
I did not bother because mud. But if you guys got dressed up,
That's not you.
yeah, okay.
Balzari did not get dressed up.
No.
Yeah, okay. You feel like a link, is
Yeah.
Is that what you're all wearing?
mud.
But of course. Well, let's be off then. And you do so. She leads you back towards the docks to quite a fine pleasure aquatic vehicle. It's sort of got the high back chamber and a very prominent prow, much larger than the sloop that you've been taking with Garrett to the island. But you climb aboard, set sail, and arrive at the island in due time. And in fact, as you arrive, you see many people already sort of confusedly wandering around the shores of the island. They know that something is happening here, but they're not quite sure exactly the point of order.
Got a
But
feeling.
they're all very excited.
Well, Mr. Mutai. Shall we make for where we know the place to be and encourage hangers-on to hang on?
As we walk, then I'm gonna cast dancing lights and just have them kind of make a trail.
Ah, great. Fantastic. Yes. So you make your way knowingly towards the north shore of the island, the mayor following behind you. And yeah, the throngs of confused but excited people kind of follow their way along behind you. And you can see the river's very busy, boats going back and forth to the town marsh. Certainly never receiving this much attention or attraction before. And as you draw towards the northern edge of the island, you again see his Bartrolli's little makeshift stage. You don't see him anywhere, but you do see the massive chandelier that you got earlier from Evie, strung from what looks like the prow, the old, like an ancient torn away prow of a sailing vessel. And in fact, it still has the mermaid, what do you call that?
Figurehead.
Figurehead, yeah.
It still has a sort of mermaid figurehead on it. And it's sort of stuck into the ground like a Christmas tree. And it's sort of hung by suspension, looped up and over the prow, hanging there above his... It's like almost bigger than the stage that he built.
That's a surprise tool that will hurt us later.
Us?
No. What? No. That's going to be fine.
I just can't wait to see the look on Evie's face when she finds out that this is what we had the chandelier made for.
And then it's gonna fall.
I mean, she got paid, so whatever, but
Someone here knows mending, it's fine.
yeah. I do.
It's gonna take a while.
Lots of men.
You know, it's a cantrip.
Costs a minute. It takes a minute to cast.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no seats or anything. He's still learning, but yeah, you're all sat around the, or well, not sat, but you all are
Clustered.
clustering around the stage.
Groundlings.
As you stand there, the mayor, Mary Elena, standing kind of excitedly amongst you all, kind of chatting to herself, to you, but mostly to herself. And she's like, can you imagine, look at the people here already. If all of these people tell 5 people, oh, God, we're going to be selling out arenas in the capital before too, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, that's all you.
Those 5 people, 10 people.
Alcyone, after no small amount of time, you feel a gentle sensation on the small of your back, and appearing next to you, even Will Noah, dressed to the tins.
Great deal of effort, I'm sure.
Well, you know, when such an auspicious event comes around, you gotta break out the old niceties.
Well, certainly just for the occasion.
How do I look?
Not bad. I'll hold on my arm.
She takes it. Yeah, there's excited murmuring through the crowd as the sun now it kind of goes halfway down beyond the horizon.
Have we seen him yet?
Nope.
I am at some point going to. I'm gonna go. So I feel nervous for him. I'm gonna go see if he's around.
Do you want me to come in?
If you want to. Gonna go. See if I can kind of poke around backstage and see what's going on.
Send me a message if things get rough.
Yeah, so you kind of walk around the side of the stage. So yeah, he's got his little stage he made with the curtains hanging down, drawn close. And as you walk kind of around the outside, he's just standing there behind him. And he kind of turns his head to both sides as you make your way around. My friends, you have become a very many people.
There are
Yes.
so many.
This is excellent. Will one of you introduce me?
I'm going to tell you now, I'm terrible at public speaking, but one of our friends will do a much better job.
We'll get Alcyone to do it.
Unless Seren would like to.
We'll get Alcyone to do it.
She's a natural.
This is very exciting.
We'll ask Alcyone to do it.
I will wait for you to introduce me to the world, and then I shall sing.
Wonderful.
What's the thing you're supposed to say?
Break a leg.
That sounds awful.
Well, that's what you're supposed to say.
Surrie says we're supposed to tell you to break a leg, but that, I think, is not literal.
My bones are very strong.
I know,
would
you
be
couldn't.
hard.
I know, I
Okay,
know.
okay, well, then you understand what I mean. Do well.
No, I don't.
I hope you do well.
Oh, thank you. I will. Oh, this moment I have waited for ever since I ate that man.
I'm happy it's
All right. All right.
Yesterday.
We'll call that 5 to place. All right, I'll go back to my friends.
He seems to be in good spirits.
Good. Let's see why wouldn't be.
Would you introduce him, Alcyone?
Oh, very well, I suppose.
master?
No, that seems fitting, and again, this shit's not getting any normaler. So, I will step onto the stage.
In front of the stage, the curtains.
Yes.
The curtains kind of extend right to the edge.
Great, then yeah, I will step in front of it and just sort of.
And a hush moves over the crowd.
Is the chandelier lit?
No, it's just made of glass.
Oh, it's okay. Okay. In that case. Oh, damn it. I thought I had light.
Can I thaumaturge someone else's voice? Because you don't have thaumaturgy.
I don't believe you can, and also no, I don't.
Yeah.
No.
Damn it.
Seren, can I get just a couple of lights, just for fun?
The lights that were previously like lighting the way in kind of all come together like it's like house to hat. And then they'll kind of glow around Alcyone. And I will make them very, very small and look a little bit like a little crown, just for you.
in the middle.
Oh, that's quite a murmur across the room. That's quite nice.
And then they'll kind of like dissipate, so it's just like diffuse.
Might I find a tree to watch this from?
Of course, there are plenty around.
I'm willing to do that.
Yeah, perched aloft.
Lords, ladies, those who know better, welcome to the town marsh and to the premiere performance of the great Bartrolli. Hold for applause.
Oh,
I started.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yes, of course.
You have arrived here of what you're not quite certain. But I guarantee you, a performance you shall never forget. Now, minor illusion, the sound of a drum roll.
Okay, the lights go down.
I present to you, for the first time ever, and certainly not the last, the extraordinary combination of grace and skill that is the magnificent, the wonderful, the multi-talented Bartrolli.
Applause goes out to
Bow off the
that.
stage and hope he gets it.
Yes. So you make your way out from in front of the stage, rejoining the crowd. Alcyone.
I feel like a mom with a camcorder at a talent show or something.
The lights, Seren dimming the lights down. But even in the dimness, still glinting off the spectacular glass chandelier you guys managed to acquire. And all is silent for a moment until you hear, and he just rips the curtains down.
Yep.
Okay.
They fall to the ground, crumpling at his feet, and he's standing there in what looks like an excessively stretched bow tie around his neck. Nothing else, of course.
One thing out of that, it was that.
He is in one hand holding what looks like just the torso and one arm of a clothing mannequin.
Okay.
Holding it by its hand out to one side. And then to his other side, a peculiar contraption, which maybe only Surrie and Alcyone would have seen before. But he turns to it, it looks like a little box, like a little plate on top. There's a small lever to one side of it. And he takes one huge trolley hand and delicately as you like, begins spinning it with two clawed fingers. All the meanwhile, throughout the crowd, it's a little strange. There's a lot of... And finally, after about 30 seconds, he finishes winding. And the plate on top of the little box begins to spin in a circle. And then he takes his hand away and takes one long claw
Oh, yeah.
and places it on the disc. And music begins to emanate outward from the stage. Beautiful, orchestrated music. Scratching against his long claw that still just kind of moving slowly across the surface of the disc.
That's very clever. How is he doing that? Is it magic?
And even still, with just sort of the opening melodies play, the crowd is certainly taken aback. You did say troll concert, but
We did.
I didn't know quite how literal that would be. But they watched, certainly interested. And as Bartrolli opens his mouth to begin singing, immediately you are transported as if you were in the finest opera house.
We are.
This is certainly the finest opera house I've ever
Yeah, me too.
And almost in public. He takes us through the entire scene. He himself playing the part of a noble king with enemies constantly surrounding him. And the mannequin, his beloved wife, constantly doing somersaults through the complicated politics of court life to keep him safe, never once mentioning the work she did to keep her beloved most safe, but always the threat of daggers and knives plague our noble king. Until finally, the finale comes. He lays the mannequin down on the stage, having just been poisoned.
Of course.
No.
And begins to sing, casting his hands towards his fallen love, which is half of a torso of a mannequin.
The artistry, though, you forget it's a mannequin.
I'm just.
I can suspend my whole ass disbelief.
Seren is looking nervously between that and the chandelier.
Oh, well.
And he recitates the finale. And the music builds to a climactic finish.
Hello?
Second point of inspiration. Sorry, for
And just as he finishes and the music builds to a climactic finish, he takes his finger off of the spinning plate, picks up a hatchet from the table, chucks it at the wire suspending the chandelier,
Where's he
which
standing?
severs it. He's standing directly underneath it, and it comes crashing down, shattering into 1,000 pieces, scattering across the stage.
How's he looking?
I mean, the entire audience sits stunned. And then he just picks himself up, shakes the glass off of his scaly skin, and stands there.
Just, absolutely sorry.
Absolutely erupts!
I'm so nervous.
I'm just imagining her neighbors.
What the fuck? Where did that come from?
Anyway, so the crowd erupts into wild applause, and he sort of bends awkwardly at the knees and hip and kind of squats to them.
Wait, we're already standing there. Never mind.
Yeah.
God, it's working.
And then he just turns around and walks into the river.
That's exactly what you should have done.
He knows that which burns quickest and fastest. You know what I'm trying to say.
Such quick, bright things come to confusion.
Last besten?
What do you do as this crowd?
You clap and you cry.
You go away forever altered.
No one will ever believe that.
Like meaningful Murray.
This whole town just got Mandela effect. It's a troll. He ran into the river.
He's in the river.
He's in the river. Go fetch.
Yeah, you stand amongst the stunned crowd, now animatedly talking to each other. What would you like to do?
Let's see if we can find the mayor.
Yeah, I'm gonna make the lights.
Snooze.
I'm gonna make the lights start pointing towards the exit.
The one boat with Garrett in it.
Yeah.
You're welcome, Garrett.
He's become a rich man overnight.
So people begin to filter back towards the side of the
So you
island.
find the mayor first.
Yeah, she still kind of just stands amongst the milling townsfolk, seemingly pretty stunned, and she kind of just looks at you all as you come over. We are going to be so rich.
Well, not if he insists on having that caliber of chandelier for every performance.
Yeah, they'll pay for themselves. Are you
Yeah.
kidding me? Did you see what just happened?
I saw him walk into the river. We might need to go see if he's a bit waterlogged.
Can you get him out of there?
I I don't
He can
think
get
any
himself
force
out.
of
He
nature.
does what he wants.
We can talk to him.
He's in his trailer, alright, just let him have a moment.
Hope it lived up to expectations.
Did I have expectations? If I did, they've been obliterated.
Much like the chandelier.
Chandelier to a
Yeah,
swamp.
that came as quite a shock, I will admit. But, it was an evening of shocks, let's say.
Yes. Surprised it went that well, if I'm being honest with you. I thought something was going to go horribly wrong.
At the moment, it looked like it would.
Who are you, me?
No, I just like to assume.
Not everything can go horribly wrong. We've got to have some wins.
I mean, it still can, though.
It can, but not
Anyway.
statistically.
Moving forward.
Everything.
The fuck's at that?
Alright.
Well, if you can get Senior Bartrolli out of the river, I'd love to speak to him. About a tour in the capital.
Cheers, let's go about it.
I guess I will go in the direction of where he went into the river.
I will too.
Just
Yeah.
walk towards the edge of the
Just
river.
towards it. That's right,
Can I
my
try
friend!
Messages?
Senor.
Oh, that's gonna go well.
Oh.
The pointy in my head.
Oh no,
No, it's not
Hold on.
pointing! It's not pointing!
Hold on. Is there any kind of floral
Bubbles?
wildlife
Oh.
around here anywhere?
Give me a survival check.
Okay.
It kills you
Nice.
immediately.
Oh, 19.
Yeah,
Oh,
you-
non-natural 20 actually, sir.
you find a couple of lily flowers floating in the shallows.
Get those up.
Very good.
Senor.
You see sort of a bubbling start to appear near the shore and just crests above the water like a crocodile, just the top of his head, maybe about 6-7 feet still out into the river.
Take the time you need. Certainly that was quite the performance, but first you can have my congratulations. And these. And we'll just float the lilies over to him.
I do not deserve such praise. I was flat, awkward.
No!
I am a mess.
No! It was wonderful!
That was sincerely the finest opera I've ever heard.
You aren't just saying this to Bartrolli.
No, of course not.
Did you hear the people? They loved it. They went wild. In fact, the mayor of the town would like to speak to you about some, when you're ready, of course, possibilities of further performances.
She did mention the capital.
They really liked it.
I don't think they could have liked it anymore.
I don't think they've ever seen anything quite like it.
Did you like it?
Yes.
I wasn't lying to you.
It was truly extraordinary, my friend. It was very well done.
Thank you for the chandelier. It was perfect. It hurt, but was worth it.
It made the moment more real.
Burns so good, kind of thing.
The shards of glass I will carry with me forever.
I suppose it was quite fine, though.
Yes.
All those people, though. Bartrolli is having a revelation.
Oh.
I may be an opera singer, but Bartrolli is also a troll. All those people make Bartrolli nervous.
Oh.
I think perhaps I shall retire early, having given one legendary performance.
A friend of mine would really like to get back to the story he planned.
Sorry. That was Robin laughing at that. That's amazing.
But
Great.
what's a finale to go out on, I must say, Bartrolli.
Yes, quite an accomplished career, if I do say so myself.
And well, you should. That was extraordinary, and I don't think the town will ever stop talking about that.
I surely hope that they do not. Thank you, my friends.
If it helps, I will take down my mask and my hood. I don't get to see many people who look like me, either. And I will not make your decision for you, certainly, but if there is some other little troll out there in the world who's dreaming of being on stage or something, and they saw you, you might make them a little braver. That's all.
Mhm.
Put my mask and my hood back on.
It is a shame there are not more like you, for you are beautiful.
Thank you.
You are welcome. I will think on what you have said, but at least for the present, I think I would like everyone to just think of this place as a swamp again for a while.
Sure.
We can make sure, to the best of our ability, that'll be the case.
There are not many who would devote so much to bring true the dream of a troll. You are very kind and very good friends.
We're glad to have helped you, Bartrolli. Truly, it helped us too, in a way, I think.
After the last few adventures we have had, this was positively delightful.
You are free to return to my island anytime you wish, and I will sing for you.
Quite a show.
We'd like that very much.
It's very kind of you.
For now, we will leave you to your bask after your glorious performance. We may remove some of the pieces of glass.
I suppose that was quite good. Perhaps even a molto bene, what do you say?
Mm-hmm.
More culture than any of these people have seen in their lives.
Very fine, very fine. Oh, I am weary.
You should rest.
Thank you, my friends. You will always have a friend in a Luciano Bartrolli.
Does he like sink back into?
Yeah, he homers back.
What are we going to tell the mayor?
We couldn't find
We
him.
couldn't see him at all. He's disappeared.
Don't know where he is.
Plum runoff. Let's go case of the willies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, let's go.
I didn't. What?
That's a cool sense.
Just didn't sound like it.
So making your way back.
Yeah.
The mayor is up to her ankles in the mud at this point, and people have begun to mill out. It's much clearer now, but she's running her fingers across her chin, just seemingly thinking to herself, and she sees you all approach again. Ah, well, where's the man of the night?
Couldn't find
Isn't
him.
that the question?
What? Doesn't he want to bask in the adoration of his fans?
I assume he must, but we can't find him.
Perhaps he's gone terribly shy, but could not find the poor man.
I do hope all that glass didn't do lasting damage. Pity.
Well, that won't do. That won't do at all. Well, maybe he just needs a night to sit with himself. I'm sure we'll be able to work something out in the future. Some kind of arrangement. I mean, he's fantastic.
He is that.
Well, thank you for organizing all this, I suppose. It's
Sure.
an odd task, but one you all are strangely suited to.
It was lovely, but we will be out of town on tomorrow, I think. It's been a lovely time here in Ferretine, far stranger than we anticipated.
Well, you are most welcome anytime you wish, please. My manor is always open. You seemed quite the impression on Lord Arcaster as well. Please, do come back and visit us.
Thank you. Helthor's where's my beloved?
Where's Evie?
She's still mulling around, sitting. She's by the edge of the river, skipping stones.
Stupid stones, you say.
Well, shall we?
Stupid stones, you say.
Yes.
Yeah, alright.
I'll stop at Evie on our way to the boats, I guess.
Well, I can say with absolute certainty that's something I never thought I'd see. And you brought it to me. What a miracle worker you are.
Wouldn't have worked half as well without that massive chandelier.
Yeah, pity about that.
Mm.
But, anything for you. You have to suffer for your art, I suppose.
If you're going to have a chandelier destroyed, I think that's the way I'd want to go as a chandelier.
Broken across the back of a opera singing troll? I can't think of a better way.
It's probably never happened before. One of those unique experiences.
So, now that your concert has been a grand success, I suppose you and your friends will be off on some other grand adventure.
We will, as it happens. We not unhappily, end up staying here a few more days than anticipated, but our journey carries on tomorrow.
Far be it from me to stand in the way of such important work.
Well, you'll be heading out soon yourself, I imagine, yes?
Indeed, I will. Though I've enjoyed my time at the gardens and along Flowers Row, there is a higher calling to which I must answer.
Oh, yes. Well, I'll at least know where to look you up in the future.
Come on by the college next time you're in the area. I maybe could give you some tutoring.
I very much doubt that.
You are a wildfire, you are.
Are you going to stay out here all night, or are you heading back to town?
Sort of depends on which way the wind is blowing. And she takes your hand. Where are you going, North Wind?
Short term, for now. I think a nice warm bed would do just fine.
Couldn't agree more. And yeah!
Yeah, baby!
It is my sword at the moment.
Yeah, baby!
I couldn't help it over here. Nobody's asking me, though.
I'm sorry. I thought I was the old man.
You dumb fucks. Wind doesn't just blow wherever it wants to. There's thermals.
He would know, actually.
Currents.
He wouldn't, he doesn't make thermals.
Most excellent.
Owls are built for flying.
What a fruitful stop in Veradine it's been.
Bang, bang,
I
boom.
spent 200 fucking gold on those curtains.
Wait, I can mend the curtains.
You could. Yeah.
Do you want the curtains?
I don't want those!
Well,
They're just sitting there.
It's fine, it's fine.
I actually,
Okay.
before Kashek leaves, he will go over to the curtains
Mhm.
and he will slice a little bit off and put it in his pouch
Aww.
as a souvenir.
Okay.
That's
Wonderful.
He is a patron of the arts.
Absolutely.
Is there any of that paint left?
You don't see it
Also-
anywhere.
Okay. Okay.
I'm betting his technique was something along the lines of
Jump.
brushes, paint can. On to the brushes!
Okay, fair enough.
Anyway, the time is yours. What would you like? Anybody else? Anything else?
Sleep.
My night is booked.
Yep. Alcyone is busy.
Yeah. I do not. Alcyone does not return to the attack room.
Oh!
Yeah, why would you?
Hey-oh!
Why would you?
Front row.
Someone's got a private place in town. I'm not serious. We got a.
Girl.
We gotta ruin Bob's youth hostel. Yeah, okay.
Sleep.
Okay.
She goes to sleep.
Bedtime.
Bedtime for the rest.
Yeah. Unless
Yeah.
anything weird happens to me in the night.
Fan-fucking-tastic.
As I lay in bed,
Uh-huh.
fidget with my earring a little bit and just think out into the world, perhaps at this person if they're listening, and I will just think, sorry if I offended you, and leave it at that.
You fiddle with the earring. And as you do so, the butterfly-shaped charm on the end of the earring.
Is it a dangle?
Yeah, it is. Of course it's a tangle. It's me. As I get my ear pierced, just you guys wait. This is going to be dangles for days. Anyway,
Let's make sure. That's what I was imagining, but
yeah. The metal slips from between your fingers and sort of almost magnetically slaps its way up against the skin of your neck. And it kind of feels like it burns a little bit, but you can't tell if it's hot or cold. And you hear a voice in your head. Little flower gone snooping outside the garden. You know you only need to ask me something if there's something you want to know.
you told me you were very busy.
And so I am. But never too busy for you.
Oh.
My dear little flower.
Good to know.
Funnily enough, I've been thinking, my dear little flower, and I've settled on at least the first part of your repayment.
Oh.
I've learned much of your fleshy kind. And I've become quite entranced with one ceremony amongst your people above all else. One, a celebration of love, a joyous revelry in the enduring bonds of commitment and everlasting connection.
Mm.
And I'm quite inspired, quite moved. And so, little flower, I think I should like to go to a wedding. Take me there, will you?
I will certainly try.
See that you figure it out.
Mm.
And the chain falls away from your neck.
Wait!
It's gone. Figure it out, Surrie!
Wow, you really like eating, huh?
What? Not there. Evie. Thoughts.
Yeah, she has one. Next.
Yeah.
A night passes, some more eventful for some of us than others. The dawn breaks. You awake, the town still chittering about the events of last night. The name Luciano Bartrolli on the lips of everyone walking about the streets. The time is yours.
I think it's about time we finally made our way to Malone. Is that the plan?
I walk into the tavern.
Oh,
Morning.
How was your night?
Same as yours.
did you eat before
I
you
doubt
came?
that.
Thank you, Robin, for being able to make her that.
No, I got it.
Okay.
I'm just looking at you like this anyway.
Oh, can I make an insight check?
You sure?
Can I make it exciting?
Did she eat before
Let's
she
all
came?
make insight checks.
That should be the insight check.
Yes, Jesus.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that's it.
15.
Put myself advantage
They
on this
were
one.
desperate for hot gossip outside.
I just want to bother my sister.
Yeah, that was a 13 on my insight check.
15.
15? Against my deception of not that 20.
You look hungry.
I never want to skip a meal.
Anyway, I think it's about time we finally got on the route to Malone.
Fully agreed. We had a lovely time here with the troll and the glass and the mayor and the old man, which should be before he finds out anything happened.
Again, I don't know what you're talking about.
Where have our horses been?
Under the watchful gaze of Weird Horse.
Yeah, he's troop leader at this point.
Oh, okay. He's got like the sash.
No, I assumed you would have tied him off in front of Tin Whistles as that
You
was
said
their
they had
lunch.
stables, right? They
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, we
it's
did
pretty
that.
standard fare in Arcadia for inns, taverns, etc. to have some at least somewhere to tie a horse off, and then usually some kind of stable. So the plan was to go to Malorn first, and then over to Wyvern Glen.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we're gonna see what we can find
Does
in
that
Malorn.
I feel like they're equidistant from where you are now.
We could go to Hyros first.
Now, yes.
It depends on which river you take. You can take the River Maria and go to Malorn, or you can take the River Nina and go to Wyvern Glen.
So the plan, just so it's out there, not saying we have to do anything.
Mhm.
The plan was to
Wyvern
go
Glen.
to Malorn so that we could find information, hopefully, about the temple. Assuming it's somewhere in the fucking Wolfswood. Wherever it is there, we will first go to Wyvern Glen, set out from there to go to the temple.
That's what we said.
But if you guys have different ideas, that's perfectly fine. Yeah,
Zoom into
You're right outside.
Why are you talking like that?
I'm just
Stop it!
Bang your head last night a couple of times, maybe against a headboard or something.
I'm just really good at accents.
Are we going to Malone or are we going to Wyvern Glen?
I don't know.
Oh fuck, let's put it to a vote. Who wants to go to Malorn first?
Alright then.
Well, no one, I
And we go
guess.
to Wyvern Glen. Nice and easy that way.
Let's go see High Rose.
Alright.
Well, that was easy.
Oh, God.
Let's get a barge and we can tell Dad everything that's happened to us.
We will.
Everything?
Sure.
Fine. Alright.
You think I can feel shame in this body?
As opposed to
I meant,
with
think
that
there's a
body?
bone of shame left in this body?
I don't really want to think about the bones. I'll go, I guess, find us a barge then.
There's
Alright.
ample opportunity to do so throughout the riverlands. Barges travel up and down the Three Sisters and the River Elvis constantly. It's not too hard to chart a course. I don't think it'll go all the way to Wyvern Glen.
There's no big river.
Right, mostly stuff comes down from there,
Yeah.
timber and the like. So you could probably get close-ish and then hoof it the rest of the way.
Yeah, maybe a day off the river.
Sure, yeah, let's say. You'll take, you'll go to the terminal stop up the river.
And once you get off the turnpike, you're still gonna have to go for a little while after that.
I'm back in Lancashire.
So yeah, you clamber aboard one of the horse-powered barges that navigate the river.
Pretty cool.
First traveling up the River Maria, then taking an estuary over to the River Nina, and then that up as far as you can go close to Wyvern Glen. We'll say the cost of letting a barge all to the terminal stop up the River Nina is in total 20 gold.
Each?
In total, for all of them.
Okay. We got your shield already, yes? Correct. Great.
Have any of you been aboard these barges before? Assume you would have.
Yeah, at some point.
If in that year that
We
we're
probably
not-
would have.
Yeah.
Because we stayed at Wyvern Glen and then
Oh yeah.
went.
A justice would have taken you down a lot.
They're quite sizable, sort of wide and flat for navigating the spread yet sometimes shallow waters of the Three Sisters. But it's sort of just like a big flat area with this horse treadmill in the middle. And then towards the back of the boat are the sort of the cabins for passengers. Up front is the captain's quarters, who, stands at the front and steers the ship. Yeah, it'll probably take 2-3 days to get to where you're going. Anybody have anything?
What is the railing situation like?
Anything to lean off and brood?
Like cross sign or?
Excellent question. Excellent question. To the front and back, there are sort of solid partitions, and then in between the front and back is just sort of a guardrail. Maybe, depending on how laden the craft is, 3 to 6 feet above the surface of the river.
So, little man is staying very close for fear of tumbling off of the side.
Give me an animal handling check.
Oh no, why did I say it out loud?
For narrative purposes. Looks like you're having trouble over there. Want me to help you or assist you or something?
7.
You do your very best, but you can't help but notice, Seren, accompanying his growth spurt, he's growing rather willful. Perhaps entering his teenage years.
We can't stop the boat if you fall off into the river.
You try to keep him by your side. He eventually, inevitably escapes 2 or 3 times throughout the course of the journey and goes to the edge and peers over and seemingly kind of lays down on his chest trying to just lap his claws in the river as it flows by. But he does not go overboard. But other than that, uneventful.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of the baby. Did you give him a name last time? I forget.
Kuchka?
One more time.
Kuchka?
Guchka.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Is it a K or a G?
Kutkh.
Little Kuchka. Other than that, uneventful. He seems to be desiring his independence these days. Becoming quite willful. Anybody else? Anything?
Oh, I wish I had a sitar, but I don't.
If only.
I've got this lyre. Would you like it?
I don't think I'll have to pay a sitar.
I could teach you how to play this one. Start plugging out something very, very simple.
It is close.
I'm just saying I don't really have much use for it if you would ever like to try. You could borrow it, that's all I'm saying.
I think I shall borrow it.
You sure?
Yeah.
Do you want to try and teach
when
him
in
some
Arcadia?
things? Or are you just fucking around with it?
I'm gonna fuck around with it.
Okay.
Not break it, obviously, but
Sure.
he's gonna try to yeah.
Give me a performance check.
Woo! Hooty-hoo. 16. Similar.
By the end
String.
by the end of the 2.5 day journey up the river, Kashek, you managed to plunk out on the lyre a very recognizable children's tune. About,
In the desert or here?
as you like.
In the desert.
Yeah.
He wouldn't notice.
So then maybe you might recognize it or might not.
Yeah.
But yeah, a simple, a Twinkle Twinkle Little Star-esque kind of thing from your childhood
Yeah.
that you learned to plunk out on the lyre. Difficult with your talents, but nonetheless, you persevere.
He's pleased with it. Pleased with his progress.
Thank you, Seren.
Of course, you can borrow that any time. I don't really use it. It's yours. Good one.
Madam Monkey.
Yes, Seren.
Possibly because I am absorbed in a book is the reason that the gentleman is
Scooting away.
scooting away. I'm going to dig out the very old Alchemist Handbook from my pack.
Okay. He has taken to going to the center of the barge, and he keeps trying. He kind of follows the horses on the treadmill, and he keeps trying to hop up and grab onto their tails. They're far too weary to take any notice of it, but he likes playing with the horse butts.
Okay.
We've all been there.
I'm keeping like one eye on any like kicking danger.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, I'm just gonna kind of start reading this Alchemist Handbook and see if I can pick anything up.
Mm-hmm. Do you remember did I tell you anything specific about that book?
That's how I learned to make the Alchemist's Fire from
Uh-huh.
Battle of Valaki, but I wasn't really paying attention to anything other than big and explosive.
Uh-huh. Sure. Okay. That can be something. This is only a couple of days, so I don't know that you'll be able to master anything so far. But in future downtime, if that's something, because like study is an option.
Mhm.
So if that's something you want to do in future downtime, that's sublime.
Okay.
Yeah. What else?
I don't have anything in particular.
Good.
I'm gonna, spend some time just sort of with the status, sort of like leaning over the side and just sort of thinking to myself, muttering some old bits of script of either things read or remembered, just thinking and letting the mind wander a lot.
Great.
Yeah, and taking in the nice scenery of the river.
As the days go on, it looks more and more like home. You start to feel more and more comforted. And in fact, at the end of roughly 2.5 days, you arrive in 10 Timbers, the last stop for the barge. Possibly a city you've been to before,
Sure.
Alcyone. From there, it's maybe a day's walk to Wyvern Glen, which I assume you all take part in.
Mhm.
Unless there's anything else, you arrive before too long in Wyvern Glen. And actually, Jan, if you want to paint out what that is like.
Sure, yeah. So Wyvern Glen itself is not rinky-dink, a couple of hillbilly shacks in the woods, but it is a small little forest community. A forest in the sense that it is far removed in the woods, and also that is their main work, forestry. Things like timber, of course, it's a lot of things up here, so there are areas of the wood nearby that are felled, but they are looked after in turn, planted trees going forward and such. A town of, I'd have to imagine maybe a few hundred people at most.
I'm imagining sort of the last spot of civilization before you get into the untamed Wolfswood.
Yeah, definitely that sort of vibe. Every building here is made of logs, and maybe a third of them have been partially constructed at the very least by Hyros. The village hadn't seen quite a gifted lumberman like him. It is, at least in my, and this is obviously still to your things, but
You got creative control over this
Fair
stuff,
enough.
man. Yeah.
the slight majority of people in the town, I imagined, was a group of halflings that didn't find the open hills suited them very well, so they decided the forest was there better to them. But there are people of all sorts. Hyros and Rhea and Fan being the only tieflings, of course, in the
They're
place.
doing their damnedest to up the proportion of tieflings in the local
They
population.
look. It's certainly raised a lot. But yeah, nowhere near as cosmopolitan as Arcadia itself, but you'll find humans, you'll find elves, half-elves, maybe even a half-orc or two, a couple dwarves from that didn't care for Caradrim or whatever it is. But yeah, very homey, very cozy, just in the woods type of town. Like a clearing is probably, like the center of town, I imagine, is like a natural clearing in the woods that's sort of built around maybe whatever town hall, if you can call it that, or more of a meeting place is kind of
Sure.
the vibe.
Yeah.
Where you have your barbecues and your picnics and all that sort of thing.
Probably the sound of the rushing River Nina, never too far away.
No, indeed, yeah. And I'm sure there's plenty of streams nearby in the forest, tributaries that feed and such. I picture like the woods of my youth, kind of like Pennsylvania's almost wilderness, like
You're gonna run into an animal.
yeah.
And on that note, being back amongst the trees, our little man takes on an entirely new personality. He seems to kind of be testing what he can get away with you. He'll kind of wander off the trail, just play around in the bushes, on sort of that day hike, and then come back, and then wander off and take a little more time, and then come back, until eventually maybe he goes off for 20, 30 minutes, and then makes his way back to the trail. And maybe that's as far as he can get away with.
He's like trying to show off like he's really brave, but in reality he gets scared when he's too far away from him.
Yeah, in reality, he goes out, he sees a porcupine, gives it one little, harumph, and then it bares its quills and he fucking tears it back to the trail.
After slipping and tripping over the rocks on the way down this lighted
Yeah, absolutely, that's what happens. Yeah, and in fact, one time he comes back with particularly more like maybe twigs in his feathers and a berry juice sprawled across his back and kind of like pads his way up your leg.
What kind of trouble did you get into now?
He's just
Gonna get
never gonna be clean again.
I gave him a sniff. Did he get skunked?
Absolutely he did.
No.
Yeah, absolutely he did.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He got skunked.
Can you do that thing where you make something clean?
Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna take away the smell though. I'll prestidigitate him. Technically clean.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you can make things smell a certain way.
So there you go.
If you can unpee someone's pants with it, then you can definitely skunk away.
Absolutely. Yeah. He looks much relieved.
What did we learn? Yeah, okay, that's what I thought.
Do you want to stand him?
No.
Alright.
Kashak, did he actually learn anything?
Yes. I'm gonna go ahead and make a deception check.
Fuck.
It's okay, you both got negative. Oh, well.
13.
To my,
Insight, I would imagine.
Yeah.
16.
Yeah.
Hey, he's like, well, are you a Kachek?
Yes.
There you go.
Thank you, Kashak.
You're welcome.
He doesn't necessarily know you didn't believe
I don't know that you don't believe me.
And then I just put it
You can
down.
have it.
Damn it.
He stays with you for the rest of the day. So, we arrive in Riverglen. Here you stand in this cozy, not bustling, but busy town. What would you like to do?
I mean,
As if we have a choice.
right to home.
Yeah, we need to go home.
Look, Surrie's legs turned into roadrunners.
Gotta go fast!
She's doing that cartoon thing where she's running in place
Yeah.
and she
Yeah.
takes off.
What is the Underbow ancestral home like?
Okay, yeah.
How big is the statue of Rhea that Iris carved himself?
Carves a new one every month.
Colossus of Rhea.
Yeah. This home is not enormous. While Hyros could have just kept adding more and more and more to the house, there's a certain level of we're not showing off in this town here. No one's making a crazy mansion out of Lincoln logs. So the Underbow family home is, my God, I mean it's an incredibly stout cabin of logs, but it has been added onto over the years. It is not sprawling, but it is certainly like if you could
Kids.
if you could turn the Weasley's house into a log cabin that didn't look like it was about to fall down because this man's a lumberjack and he fucking knows what he's doing.
I'm just still like so chuffed that you were like, and he built like a third of these himself because I'm like, shout out to everybody whose dad was like a tradesperson and you would like drive by a building and he'd be like, I worked on that. So now you drive by it and you're like, my dad worked on that.
Yeah, that's exactly what it would be. And I mean,
Aw.
he's an industrious man and he could lift more than most of the halflings who have
Opposed
worked
to
here.
It's true.
Who would have worked here? But yeah, so it's a lovely house, and not all the touches are his. He and Rhea built this place together naturally, and she had much input and much
Design input.
yeah. I mean, she's not nearly as strong as her husband, of course. I mean, you couldn't be. He was literally born doing this, but she certainly helped, and in time. Not Asani, Briseis helped do some of the construction afterwards.
Wow, Hyros and Ray are so in love. Maybe they want to renew their vows.
I don't think this is the wedding that we want.
Did you say that?
No, that was me.
Does it have a name, your home?
I think around town it is known as the Hearth.
That's wonderful.
Yeah. So even though the town has a resident inn and tavern, more tavern than inn, just not a lot of people come through.
Sure.
Yeah, he's not like...
He doesn't entertain, but if somebody needs to come over...
Yeah. He's not like, I'm having the meetings for the community in my home. It's like, no, if someone...
Maybe they've hosted some town weddings in their backyard.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. If someone's kid is like, I'm in trouble with my mom, and he's like, well, come on.
Well, my knee is empty. Come on, do you like to bounce or not bounce? Personally, I love bounce, but if you, that's totally cool.
So, yeah, you make your way to the Hearth.
Trevor, is this something that you and I should probably discuss before we get into
sure,
all this?
if you want.
Is that so? Do we want to call there?
Yeah, we can call it there. If there's stuff you want to discuss.
Yeah.
So you stand before the Hearth in all of its glory, buzzing with excitement to knock upon the door and hopefully see your old friend from yonder days in Barovia.
Oh, and there is an R/H on the front
Yeah, you guys want to renew your vows?
Maybe Alcyone gives a deep, deep sigh of home sweet home, and we'll call it there for the night.